Hey, thanks a lot for coming to Guitar Kitchen. This is a little lesson about maybe some ideas how to practice jazz or any other kind of music. And three main ideas I had were that you might want to check out. One is learning to play with the greats. The second is to work on your time. I think a lot of musicians, when they're starting out, could really benefit from just feeling a stronger sense of time. Last is learning songs in that style of music or in any style of music. But so in terms of jazz, that would be like learning solos of guys like Miles Davis and Wes Montgomery. Working on your time, being able to play with like the hi-hat. For example, if you set the metronome on the 2 and the 4, the hi-hat, if it's in 4, or on, if you have a metronome, you can set it on 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And learning tunes, and I have a kind of a cool way of learning tunes that I want to share with you. In any case, so the first part is learning solos of great musicians. There's a program that I recommend that you might want to check out called Transcribe. If you have an MP3, for example, it will slow it down, and you can get little parts of the solo, just repeat them and loop them and slow them down until you get that part and keep on moving. I think the person, and also I'm kind of biased because I like his music a lot, is Miles Davis, especially in the 50s, because his solos are very elegant and beautiful, and they're amazing. But they're also very simple to learn on guitar. Kind of blew the stuff like Cooking and Working, I think it is, and I like this one, the 58 Stella by Starlight Sessions. I think it's a kind of like a remix, not a remix, but from different albums. There's like Green Dolphin Street and stuff on it. And then, Wes Montgomery is another guy. He's kind of from that same time period, and he's playing, some of the stuff he's playing is kind of like Miles. He's playing these triads and stuff, and not later on in the solos, but just in the beginning, be cool to check that out. And at first fun just to play along the record and just kind of pick out notes, but then you can also go back and, try and really get every single note. That's about it. And then, let's see. In terms of working on time, I guess just the first thing, just to be aware of it and just to really feel it. If you go dancing at all, it's a good way to work on your time, feeling the groove. Because a lot of music, especially jazz and stuff, is, it's, at the end of it, it's really based on dance and kind of, grooves and rhythms. It's another program called Beatcraft, Acoustica Beatcraft, and you can program beats in. It already has like samples of hi-hats and stuff, so you can program like a simple drum beat for like jazz with a hi-hat and a 2 and 4, and it's nice because then you can also you can show like a 4-bar phrase where there's a crash on the 1 of the first bar of the phrase, so you can start really feeling those phrasing. It helps your phrasing and making sure you're hitting the changes really well, if you're practicing by yourself. Which I think it's good to do because if it's just you and the metronome or drum machine, you really work on your time, and you can really feel if you're ahead of the beat, behind it. You hear I was just listening to this album, it's Oscar Peterson, and I don't know if the guitar player was, but Oscar Peterson, he's playing an amazing solo like usual, and just beautiful, and all these notes, but it's just swinging so beautifully, and the time is great, and it's just kind of behind the beat a lot. And then the guitar player comes in, he's really rushing the beat, and it's kind of, he's obviously a great guitar player, whoever it was. I guess it's probably like Herb Ellis or Talfaro. I think or I don't think it was Joe Pass. It was one of the two guys or something else maybe. But and he was rushing the beat a lot, and I thought it was so good. So I was like, man, I wish that, I wish you kind of played a little bit more behind the beat, and things like that. You kind of just start noticing. Let's see what else. And if you're playing an odd time signature, it's like 5, 7, 9, or 12 or something. And then the last section will be about learning tunes. And this is kind of a cool way that I have used to learn tunes, a little bit at least. You learn the music, or you get like the sheet music from Realbook, and you queue up the song on your record player, maybe, if you're lucky enough to have one, or whatever, and then you play the melody along with the people playing it. And assuming these are standards, so they're just cycling, they're playing chorus after chorus with the same harmonies, so you just keep on playing the melody all the way to the end, of the song, back when guys are playing the melody again, and you just want to make sure you're synced up every chorus with the melody. And it's really cool. You'll start really noticing how players are quoting the melody and how they're kind of altering the melodies and stuff. Yeah, it's kind of cool. You can do that with the harmonies too, and you just take like a chorus where you're playing the melody, then solo, and play the harmony, and all sorts of things. And it's really good for learning drum solos too, because a lot of the drum solos, you think it's kind of easy, but I certainly have a problem, but I think a lot of people starting out have a really tough time keeping track of the form when the drummer is soloing, and making sure they get right back in time on the one or the top of chorus. Anyways, it's a cool way to do it, and you really get to feel well, and you really learn the song well that way. So you take like, I was learning opera vol. I think I did a Sonny Stitt version. So you just play the head, keep on going through, and then you just keep on going through all the solos, and then right back in. It's a cool feeling. You're right back in. You hit the melody right when they come back in. And you really get that feeling of kind of like really that tight feeling, just kind of like just swinging around, and just really get that push of energy when you really nail the tune. Anyways, that's about it. Hope it helped, and best of wishes, and take care. And that's about it. Take care.